Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. So this is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika, and this is Self-Care Saturdays, y'all, okay? And so, of course, with my Self-Care Saturdays, I give self-care tips, positive affirmations, we talk about the myths and stopping the myths of self-care, right? And just educating on what self-care is and what it can be, what it should be, hopefully. And then also, I do mental health check-ins, all right, letting you know that I'm still here. If you still here, then we still here. We made it through the week. Some did not, so go us, all right? And I really want to bring mental health awareness and stop the stigma on mental health, okay? So we have conversations about that. And speaking of mental health, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, May. And so for the month of May, I will be talking about mental health a little bit more. And of course, mental health is something that we should be talking about every day. But, I will definitely be emphasizing on that for this month. Last month, I was emphasizing on positive affirmations. And so if you haven't seen any of those videos, go check those out too, okay? And hopefully at least one thing that I talk about today hits home for you. You can relate to. Maybe it helps you in some way, okay? And that is the goal. And so, of course, I am not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor, a therapist, life coach, or any of those things. But I have studied and majored in psychology when I was in college, social work, drug and alcohol abuse, mental health. And I have been in the health field for over 20 years. I'm also somebody that suffers with depression myself, PTSD, anxiety attacks, panic attacks. And so those are issues that I deal with personally. And so my goal, like I said, with Self-Care Saturdays is for us to make it regular routine, okay, for us to take care of ourselves. And so my first question for you guys today is, what's the one thing that you could do today or any day, right, to help yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, right? Pick one thing that you want to do for yourself. Think about it. Woosah, relax, release, right? And try to go with that goal for that one thing, right? I mean, if you want to choose more than one, you can, right? But sometimes we feel like it's not enough hours in a day as it is. We busy with work, we busy with school, we busy with the kids, we busy with life, just being life. And we all know how that is. But the same way you take time out for other things, you have to take time out for yourself, okay? That is point blank, period. You cannot care for other people if you have not taken care of you first. And so that has to stop being at the bottom of the list, and we have to start putting that at the top of the list and making that a regular routine. And then maybe some of the other things that we have to do with work, school, the kids, your spouse, whatever have you, if you're a caregiver, that's very draining. That takes a lot out of you. And you need to have your strength in order to be able to survive and to be able to take care of those other people. And so that is what I want us to get used to. I want us to relearn and reteach ourselves about, some bad habits that we've been having with putting ourselves last on the list when we belong first, okay? And of course, before the start of every week, when you're getting ready to go into that next week, it is all about taking care of that most important thing, and that most important thing is you, all right? And so basically, I want you to be able to know that if you are having any types of bad feelings, you are not your bad feelings, okay? That you get in your head, all right? You are not the storm you walk through at all, okay? You are the person that is experiencing the storm. And you walk through experiencing this, and the storm may knock you down, okay, off your feet, but you will stand once again, and either the weather will change eventually, all right, or you will find shelter. But either way, hold on, okay? No matter how hard it gets, hold on. Another day is coming, and as long as we have another day, as long as we get to breathe again and we get to wake up again or whatever, even if it means that you have to start over again, it doesn't matter how many times you start over again, do it, okay? At least you have the opportunity to start again. So just because, like, let's say, for example, you was on a diet, but now you done went and ate some stuff that you know daggone well you shouldn't have been eating for this daggone diet. You don't just stop and be like, oh, well, I messed up that one time, so therefore the diet is over. I hope you don't. No, tomorrow's a new day and we're going to start that over again, you know. And we have to pay attention to our bodies. We have to pay attention to our feelings. It's okay to feel things. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have a bad day and just be like, I can't do it today. But hopefully you just don't stay inside of that space, all right? You do eventually say, okay, now I'm ready to get up and I'm ready to start again with this fresh new day that I have, all right? And so, you know, it's just like when we feel like we've been sick for more than a week with a cold or, you know, some type of illness or whatever going on or pain or something like that. And we say, well, I took this medicine, you know, whether it's medicine over the counter, whether it's your herbs and this and that, and it ain't been working. So we say, I got to go to the doctor. Or if we see our car acting up, we like, you know, I need to get this and that checked on my car. I know you ain't waiting for the car to break down, honey, because then you got to get it towed, and then you probably going to be spending even more money. And so we have to think of it in that same way when it comes to our self-care and when it comes to our mental health, all right? We don't want to wait till when there's a breakdown, there's a big explosion, and, you know, you're ready to curse everybody out and throw everybody over the daggone, you know, side of the building or whatever. We want to tackle things and confront things and deal with things before it gets to that moment, right? Recognize the small things before it gets to the bigger things, all right? And that is the whole point. And so mental health is just as important as the physical, if not more, right? The same way we would go if it's something physically wrong with us, we got to go when we feel like it's something mentally wrong as well. We got to take care of both because they basically go hand in hand, where when you're mentally drained, it can have an effect on your physical health and then vice versa. And so these are all the things that we want to pay attention to. All right. And if you can, I want you guys to try to do like a self-care check-in list. All right. Check off list, check-in list, whatever kind of list you think it is. And you like, Tamika, okay, now you want me to sit around and write lists? Yes, I do. Okay, if you can. And it doesn't matter, put whatever different stuff on the list that you want to. And these is the things that you are saying that you are going to try to make an attempt to do for yourself. And of course, there are many different things that could be on the list, whatever you want to. Like I said, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And of course, there are different things that can fall for each of those categories, okay? And you can write it in a notebook if you want to. You could put it on little stickies and put it all over your walls. Nowadays, we got our phones and we got notes in that, so it's no excuse, okay? I'm a person that got, I don't know how many different notebooks in here, okay? One for ancestry, one for, you know, movies that I used to make people movies and CDs, so I will have lists for that. One that is for, you know, my poetry that I'm writing, and one that's even for reviews and TV shows that I do for up here. I take notes on that. And so I have several different notebooks. And then, of course, you know, like a journal that I can just write my notes in, okay? Back in the days, I grew up with diaries. I don't know how many different ones, and I would all the time write inside of those. And so that is just some examples. And so, yes, it's not going to be that hard for you to take one sheet of paper, make this list, and say, you know, this is the different things that I may want to do this time of the day, this time of the week, this time of the month, whichever one that it may be, and then choose something off of it and try your best to stick to it and make sure that you do it. This is for it to become a routine for you, to become more, you know, natural, and something that you just used to get used to doing. Also, tell your family and friends about it, okay? Maybe it's something that may be interest to them that they may want to join in on. And also, that is a way for you to set boundaries and let them know that you're serious about this, and let them know that this is the day and the times that I'm going to be doing this, and I don't want to be bothered during that time, okay? So that way, the same way they know, listen, I can't call her from this time to that time, you know, because she works those hours, or I can't call her from this time to that time because she's in school or whatever. It also would become regular and normal to them to say, well, I can't call her from this time to that time because during this time I know that she's doing her self-care routine. And so that is the reason why I'm suggesting that you do that. And some of the things that we can do physically, you know, to help ourselves, of course, is what I eat. And we know that, right? And of course, you're going to drink your water. At least I hope you are. You know, that's important. It could be going for a walk. It could be dancing. It could be swimming, right? I don't know how to swim worth a damn, y'all, but I love me some water. So I'm always trying to get in the pool, you know, the beach, the sauna, the jacuzzi. Give me any of those and I'm in heaven, okay? Or just my favorite, taking a bath. I talk about that all the time up here, okay? Give me an Epsom salt bath, giving me a bubble bath. I'm A-okay with that, right? And some people like to go hiking and some people like to jump out of a plane, okay? That's their thrill. That's what they like. That ain't for me, all right? I don't want to do that. But that might be for you, all right? And if it is, no, I ain't judging. It's okay. And by the way, y'all put some of y'all self-care tips in the daggone comments for me too, okay? Because I'll be looking for some other stuff. But just as long as there's nothing that have to do with going up in the air, I'm okay with that, all right? And then we have the mental, right? And mental could be reading a book, learning a new skill rather. It could be simply turning off your phone, okay, and not taking any type of daggone calls. It could be staying off of social media, which we all need to do sometime, okay? And when you get to the emotional part, that could be meditating, yoga. It could be writing in a journal, as I was just mentioning. Sometimes just writing down things you're grateful for, right? We all could talk about things that's irking our nerves, that, are stressing us out. But sometimes we have to remind ourselves and take time just to be thankful for just the little things and remind ourselves of that as well, right? It could be talking to a friend or family member. And my personal favorite that I love doing in here regularly, lighting a candle, okay? And some of those can also work as far as spiritually as well too. And so guys, like I said, I really do want us, like, practice makes perfect. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. Just like you learned in school with science, reading, and math, or maybe you learned, spiritually through your parents, your grandparents, with praying and reading the Bible. We have to make this regular too. We have to start doing it for ourselves, okay? Because if we don't do it for ourselves, nobody else is going to do it for us, all right? The same way a lot of times we say, well, I got to cook and clean and I got to go to work because if I don't do it, nobody could do it for me. You got to have that same thought process when it comes to taking care of yourself. And so that is my message for y'all today. And I hope that somebody got something out of it, okay? Even if it's just one person and even if it's just one thing, take it, hold on to it, use it. If you need to come back and replay this video, that's fine. You are more than welcome to do that too. And I hope you guys have a blessed Saturday, a blessed day, a great weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, because your girl didn't even know this was Mother's Day weekend, okay? That's how lost I was. But I hope that you enjoy yourselves and be blessed till next time. Sulu.